Hello guys, welcome back to class. In this session, we'll continue the control statements. So in the previous sessions, we have completed if and switch. Now we'll learn the looping control statements. So why we need looping control statements? We'll do one small lab and understand the need for looping control statements. In the previous session, we done 151, we'll do 152. So the goal of this program is to print the numbers from 1 to 10. Print the numbers from 1 to 10. So I'll write the code. You see that. And if you feel that is good approach, you tell me. If any problems, you identify. So my goal is to print numbers from 1 to 10. First printing 1, then printing 2, then printing 3, printing 4, printing 5, 6. Like this, I'll write. So instead consider as 1 to 6, I am printing. So simple program, printing 1 to 6. Compile this lab 152.java. Compiled successfully. And executed successfully, giving the output 1 to 6. Is this good? Is this good approach, good code? What do you say? So what is the problem you're seeing in this? What's the problem you're seeing, guys? What's the problem you see? Prashali, Pavani, Samir. So you're telling lots of statements are there. Number one, many statements. More statements. Okay. Any code duplication? Code duplication, right? Same code you are writing repeatedly. What is the code? Printing number is my task. What is my task? My task is print number. Maybe I am writing one line only here. Let it be. Print number is my task. Same task, code for same task I am writing repeatedly. Same task writing repeatedly. Same task writing repeatedly. That is the code duplication. Remember, whenever a code duplication is there will be maintenance also. Maintenance. How the maintenance problem will come here? How the maintenance problem will come? Code maintenance means code maintenance. Suppose currently my manager told to print 1 to 6 only. So I written this. Now my task is to print 1 to 10. Again, I have to change my code, right? Again, I have to change my code. Code changes. I have to change the code. Again, I have to recompile, re-execute. Execution anyway, we have to do repeatedly, but code changes, recompilation is kind of maintenance. But if I ask, if my task is to print from 1 to 100, you're writing again so many 100 lines of code. So 1 to 10,000, it will go worst, right? So we can't do like this. It's a one simple use case. Here my task is just printing a number which is coming in a single line, right? Printing a number coming in a single line only, one line of code. Maybe you can consider, suppose I want to send email to all the students. What is my task, guys? My task is send email to all students. Send email to student 1. Write clearly as send email to student. If you want to send email to student, maybe you have to write some 10 lines of code or 15 lines of code. Suppose you have 25 lines of code for sending email. We will learn on the way in advanced topics. We can write a piece of code for sending email also. Directly, mail will go and sit in the inbox. So that is different goal. Consider here as my task is send email to a student, which is coming 25 lines. Now, this is a one task, which is sending one email to one student. If I have 1,000 students, 1,000 students means same code. 1,000 students, you have to write same 25 lines of code. 25 lines of code for sending email. Same 25 lines of code you are repeating 1,000 times. That is the code duplication. Same 25 lines of code you are repeating 1,000 times. Again, if another 5 students join, again same code I would copy paste 5 more times. If I have 10,000 students, copy paste same 25 lines of code 10,000 times is the worst code, right? We can't do that. That gives the code duplication and always causes the problem. So now, if you have a task which you want to execute repeatedly, so what is the requirement here? What to understand from this problem? So I have a task which I want to execute repeatedly. What I have to do? For that only, looping control statements are provided. What are the looping control statements? What are the looping control statements, guys? Looping control statements. So we have for statement, while, and do while. These three are called as looping control statement. 3 syntaxes given, 3 different types. More or less the goal is same only. Okay. What is the task of these looping control statements? This is to execute the task repeatedly for n times. You have a task, maybe printing a number or sending email, sending SMS, sending WhatsApp message, or inserting a record in the database table, or updating a record in the database table, select the data from a database table. Any operation, any task, if you want to do repeatedly for n times, because n, we don't know whether now I want to print the numbers from 1 to 5. Maybe later I want to print for 1 to 500. Later it may be 1 to 10,000, 1 to 1 million. Maybe sending emails. I don't know how many students I'll get. Maybe if 1,000 now, later 10,000, maybe 10 millions. So the task has to be repeated n times. Any use case you have in your project, to do the task repeatedly n times, you can choose for while and do while. Mostly we'll use the for loop, rarely while, very, very rarely we'll use the do while, but all same. Any task you take, you can do with for, same task you can do with the for, while and do while. Syntax is different, implementation is different, right? So these statements, looping statements, also called as iteration statements. Iteration statements. You are iterating over the loop repeatedly, looping or iterating. Term iteration also can be used with this, right? All three goal is same, to execute the task repeatedly, which is also called as iteration statements. Right, we'll start with the for loop first. Say for statement. Syntax, if you see, for parenthesis start, initialization first, semicolon, condition. Condition means, condition means always it returns a Boolean value. Semicolon, increment or decrement, anything. Updation of the value is required. Then optionally bracket. Remember this, guys. Optionally bracket opening and closing. Optionally bracket opening and closing. Inside this, you write your task code. What is your task? Can be anything. How many statements in your task code? Any number of statements. Your task code, you're writing a task implementation. What is your task? Printing a number, 1 line will be there. Sending email, 25 lines will be there. You are inserting a record in the database table, maybe 15 lines of code will be there. Whatever number of statements you write for implementing your task, depending on the task you implement. Whatever you write, that will be implemented. So here, there are 4 important sections in this. This is the A, called as initialization. Next, B is a condition. Next, C, I am writing a task code, your code. This is called as body of the loop. C is called as body of the loop. Then increment, decrement, I am giving order as a D. There are 4 things here: initialization, condition, and the whatever code you write, task code, inside the parenthesis, the bracket opening and closing, right? This is your writing. The code, this body is called as, body of loop. Body of loop. Or for a block, you can say, it's a block of statements. Block of statements you're writing for implementing your task. Now, we'll take a simple piece of code, an example, very simple basic example. For initialization, I am starting with int I equals to 1. I am initializing with 1. So I is a variable I am declaring here itself. Int I am declaring, initializing with the 1. And I am going to write some condition here. And then I, because you're starting I with 1, then you have to increase the I value, right? So here I am printing simple statement, print I value, and also print, maybe just I am taking 2 things here. Hello also. Printing hi and hello, 2. So how many statements in the body of the loop? How many statements in the body of the loop? 2 statements are there. Print I, print hello. 2 statements. These 2 statements is a body. The body has to be executed n times, right? So start the dry run. I think I am using this term first time. Remember it. I am calling it as a dry run. Dry run means, any idea what is a dry run? What is a dry run? When you run this program, when you run this, how the JVM will execute step by step, like how JVM will execute, iterate, we are going to simulate the similar. We are going to do the same execution. We are not running actually, right? This is not actual run. We are not actually running with the JVM help. We are running like a JVM. Run only, we are running the program, simulating. Dry run you say, or pseudo run you say. We are running like a system. So where you will start first? So condition you have to write, because condition is important. Whenever a condition is true, then only the body will be executed. Condition false, then body execution will be terminated, loop will be terminated. So I want to print 1 to 5. So I should go less than or equals to 5. This is the condition I am writing. My condition is this. Okay. So start with I equals to initially 1. When I 1, so you see the ABCD options also. First A will run. First A is running, I equals to 1. Then it will come to B, condition check. What is the condition here we have? Condition is I is the 1. 1 less than or equals to 5. So 1 less than or equals to 5, true or false? It is true only. If true, what happens? If true, what happens, guys? For condition is true, then it has to execute the body of the loop. Body of the loop. It has to execute the body. Okay, printing or whatever, inside that code is there. Ponum, it has to execute the body, right? This is the body. Body of loop will be executed. So can I write here if it is true? If it is true, executes the body. Executes the body. So in a body execution, what do you do? You're printing I value. I am writing output this side. Printing I1. Then printing hello. Next line hello printed. After body execution, see this flow. After body execution, it will go for increment. What is the first executed? Initialization, A. Then B, condition. Then your body executed is C. After executing body one time, it is going for increment, is the D. Now, after increment, what is the I value? After increment, I equals to 2. Now, what is the conditional check? 2 less than or equals to 5, which is true. If true, what happens, guys? If condition is true, it has to execute the body again. So it will execute the execute body. Then it prints 2 again. It prints hello again. After executing body, what happens? After executing body, what happens? After executing body, what happens? It will go and do the increment or decrement statement. Currently, we have an increment statement. So it will do the increments. Then I will go to 3. Then conditional check is 3 less than or equals to 5, which is again the true. True means execute body. Execute the body. So it will print a 3 and then hello. Because current I value 3. So print I 3 and body execution over. When body executed, again it will go for increment. Then I becomes 4. Conditional check is 4 less than or equals to 5, which is true again. Then it will again execute body. In body execution, what is I value currently? 4. So it prints 4 and then prints hello. After executing body, again it will increase the I value. So I becomes now 5. And then condition is 5 less than or equals to 5, which is true. True means execute body. Now execute body, what is I value? 5. Print I is 5. Then print hello. Then increase the I value. I equals to 6. Now condition is 6 less than or equals to 5, which is, I think condition is false now, guys. Condition is, tell me what happens when condition is false. Tell me what happens when condition is false. Tell me what happens when condition is false. Your loop will be terminated. Am I right? Loop will be terminated. You can use out of loop. Yes, any terminology, fine. Exits the loop, come out of the loop, right? Stops the iteration, stops the looping, any terminology. It stops. Then where control will come? Where control will come? Suppose after the loop, guys, after the loop, I am writing one statement. This is outside the loop, right? Outside the loop, I have a statement called done. Now, whether done is a part of first statement, whether done is a part of first statement, guys? No. So once the first statement completed, the looping completed, your task is to print the number 5 times and hello 5 times. That is done. So once whenever condition is false, it comes out of loop, or you say loop will be terminated. Loop will be terminated or exits the loop. Any terminology exits the loop. Okay, any terminology can be used. Is that clear how the flow happening? Is that clear, guys? And this dry run is most important, guys. You should have, when you want to write, I think this is the first looping program we are studying in our syllabus. We'll see hundreds of programs later. Not here, maybe here in the part of core Java later, but separately in the programming sessions, we will do that. For every program, if you want to understand the logic, remember the logic, improve the logical programming thinking, you have to do the dry run of every program. You have to do the dry run, how it is happening. You're writing the code, compiling and running. When you run, JVM is doing all this work, right? So how this JVM is doing internally, that you have to simulate like a dry run. Like if you do dry run of a programs multiple times, not the simple programs you are learning, we'll see that. Complex programs, when you do dry run, then only you remember the logic, will improve your programming. We'll do that continuously later. So here my questions to you guys. Tell me how many times initialization statement is executed. How many times initialization statement is executed? How many times initialization statement is executed? So you're all saying one time. Very good. Initialization always one time. Next, how many times body executed? How many times the body of the fur or a fur block executed? In this program, it is 5 times. So can I call it as n times general? In general, n times. In general, n times. Okay. Next, how many times increment or decrement will execute? Increment or decrement, how many times executed? Increment or decrement, how many times executed? Increment or decrement, how many times? First, you tell our program first. We'll generalize later, n plus 1 or n later. We'll tell to our program. 6 you are telling, n plus 1 you are telling. Tell me how it is 6 times. First, we are starting I value 1, guys. Am I right? First, we are starting I equals to 1, right? Then, first time, I shown the flow, intentionally given A, B, C, D order. You see the ABCD order and tell me again. Initially I1, condition checked. Then if it is true, body executed. C, then D increment. So 1 to 2, 1 to 2, 1 increment. 2 to 3, another increment. 3 to 4, another increment. 4 to 5, another increment. 5 to 6, another increment. I think count it. 1 to 2, 1 increment, 2 increments, 3 increments, 4 increments, 5 increments. I think 5 times only, not 6 times, remember it. The order is first initialization, then condition, then C, body execution, then increments. So it is 5 times only, guys. 5 times. It means the in general n times. Okay, the last question to you. How many times the condition is evaluated? How many times the condition is evaluated? How many times the condition is evaluated? You have the output on the screen only. Condition how many times? Very good, guys. 6 times you see. First it is doing 1 less than or equals to 5. True. 2 less than or equals to 5. True. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times condition evaluated, guys. It is 6 times. In general, n plus 1 times. Why n plus 1 required? If you want to execute the body n times, for example, you take the simple, if you want to execute the body 5 times, then it has to evaluate the condition 6 times, because when you're evaluating 6 times, it will be true 5 times and false 1 time. The false 1 time is the last which is terminating the loop. But how many times it should be true? 5 times it should be true. Then only 5 times the body will be executed. So here 6 times condition evaluated. How many times it is true? 5 times true. So body executed 5 times. And the last time when condition is false, coming out of the loop. So in general, condition will be evaluated n plus 1 times. And in n plus 1 times, n times it should be true, so that n times body will be executed. The 1 time condition should be false. That only terminates the loop. Otherwise, if you're not terminating, then it will go for a continuation of the loop. It will go for infinite loop. We have to terminate the loop at some point. Otherwise, it will go to infinite loop and you will get a runtime error. So is that clear fully? Any doubts on this? Clear, guys? Okay. We'll do one more lab and it's dry run. Similar task only, but we'll do in a reversing. I want to print the numbers from reverse, guys. 5 to 1, I want to print. So when you want to print 5 to 1 for, so initially I had to take int I equals to 5 because I want to start printing from 5. Then condition. Then first I am starting 5. Then what should be the next I want? 4. Next to 3. Next to 2. It means I think I have to decrease the value. Am I right? So I minus. And here I want to print SOP. I want to print SOP. Hello also. 2 statements, I am right. Can you frame the condition here? Can you frame the condition? What should be the condition we take here? Guess your conditional statement to write. Can I write like previous only? I greater than or equals to I less than or equals to 5. Whatever I written previous. Previous, what I written, just going back to previous. I less than or equals to 5 I written. Can I use same condition? If I use same condition, check what happens. Check what happens. First, you have to do mistakes also. If I do this mistake, what happens? That also you should do. I am using the condition initially I equals to 5, guys. Then I less than or equals to 5. I5, I less than or equals to 5 means 5 less than or equals to 5. Condition is true. Okay, first time true. True means it executes the body. Means prints the I value 5, prints the hello. Then after that decrease the value. When it decreasing, I goes to 4. I goes to 4. Now what is the condition? 4 less than or equals to 5. 4 less than or equals to 5. Okay. Then prints the 4, for example. Next, 3 less than or equals to 5. Prints 3. 2 less than or equals to 5. True only. Prints 2. 1 less than or equals to 5. True. Prints 1. 0 less than or equals to 5. True. Prints 0. Next, minus 1 less than or equals to 5. True. Prints minus 1. Minus 2 less than or equals to 5. Prints like this, it will go to. Okay. Problematic code, right? This is not giving our desired output. So that should not be the condition. We'll do the dry run. The condition, yeah, some of you have written the condition. You take always, when you are decreasing, use the greater than in the condition always, guys. So I greater than or equals to 1. You have to go start from 1. The design is you're starting from 1, 5. Then you have to go up to 1. So it is greater than or equals to 1. Right? That's how you design. Okay, do the dry run of this now. Initially, I equals to 5. Okay, means this A section is executed. Then B. What is a B? It executes I 5 greater than or equals to 1, which is true. True means executes the body. Executes the body. Now, in the body execution, what it is doing, guys? Print I value, which is 5, then print hello. Okay. After this is the body execution is C. Then it will go for a D. Decreasing or increasing is the after executing body, it will go to the decreasing. Now decrease the I value. So I becomes the 4. 4 greater than or equals to 1, which is again a true. Then executes body. In body, I value I'm printing. What is I? 4 and then prints hello. Next. Again, after body execution, then go for, after body execution, go for increment, decrement, then go for condition. If condition is true, come to the body. Condition is false, come out of the loop. Now I decreased. I equals to 3. 3 greater than or equals to 1, which is true. True means executes body. Body print I value, which is 3. Then print hello. After C, body execution, it will go to D. Increase, decrease, I equals to 2. 2 greater than or equals to 1, which is true. Then executes body. Okay. Execute body means I value 2 print, hello print. Then C, after body execution, D. D, I equals to 1. After D, come to B, which is 1 greater than or equals to 1. Okay, true. Then executes body. Print I value, which is 1 and which is hello. Then decrease, I equals to 0. 0 greater than or equals to 1, which comes to the false. Then come out of loop. Okay? Come out of loop. So we got the desired output printing from 5 to 1. So in this also see initialization how many times, guys? Initialization, how many times? One time only. And condition how many times? N plus 1 times. Increment or decrement? Here decrement is there. N times. Body execution, N times. Body execution, N times. These are standard almost for the looping statements. Standard almost for the looping statements. Is that clear how things are when you are increasing, what kind of conditions you have to frame, while you are decreasing, start from low value, increase, or start from high value, decrease. In any case, the initialization always one time, decrement one time. Okay. Order also very important. First initialization one time. After initialization, what happens? You tell me this. After initialization, what is the next statement execute? After initialization, what is the next statement execute? Condition. Now, if condition when you evaluate, there are two chances. Condition true, what happens? Executes the body. Condition false, comes out of that. If condition true, executes the body. After executing body, what happens? See, executing body. After executing body, what happens? After executing body, what happens? Increment or decrement will happen. D is that. After increment, decrement, after increment, decrement, after increment, decrement, again a condition, this repeats this and this. C and then B and then D. C, B, D repeats. Okay? I'll just draw a flow chart for this, how it runs. Initially, initialization happens. This is a one-time statement. Then conditional always the branching you have to write here. Condition. If your condition is true, condition true guys, execute body. In body you may have a 1 line or 1000 lines, we don't know. After body execution, increment or decrement. After increment or decrement, repeats. So this is true. If true, condition is true. Condition, what happened? True. True means, condition true means execute the body, then increment, decrement, then repeat. Again, condition true means execute body, increment, decrement. Again, condition. Condition is false. Condition is false. Comes out of the loop, stops the loop. Stops the. There's a basic flow how it runs. Okay. All right. So we'll start with the simple labs and experimental labs on the fur. And in these sessions, we are not writing any complicated programs. We are not writing any programs on checking the prime numbers, pattern printing, series printing. All that we will learn in a different sessions. Here only we'll learn the syntaxes of for, while, do while, and kind of important things to remember around for, while, and do while. Right? So firstly about for. Let's start the labs on this. We are done 152. Which is not a good code, but keep the code as it is, like this only. Now 153. Same task I want to write. So I can start with for int I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 5, and I plus plus. Now I'm printing I. Printing I. I want to print I, and also I want to print hello guys. Two things I want to do. Print I and print hello guys. So what is the output of this program? What is the output of this program, guys? So I am thinking output is like this. 1, hello guys. 2, hello guys. 3, hello guys. 4, hello guys. 5, hello guys. Is this the output? Why I am writing both the statements, right? These both I am writing. So you're telling it prints the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and then hello guys one time. So you're telling hello guys one time only. It means whether hello guys is a part of for or not. Hello guys is a part of for? No. No. Because you are not writing a block notation, right? You are not writing a block notation. So can I say guys, block notation is optional? Can I say block notation is optional? Yes, block notation is optional. Okay. What happens? What happens when you are not writing a block notation? What happens when you are not writing block notation? Tell me. When you are not writing block notation, then only one statement will be considered as part of for body. In the body, it will consider only one statement. Only one statement will be considered. Which is the one statement whichever found first. So other statements is not considered. So hello guys is not a part of this. Even if you write like this also, it knows this is the for. In the body, it is considering only one statement. So when condition is true, prints the I. 1, again increase I value. 2, print it. 3, print it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then finally comes out of the loop. Out of the loop, any statements are there? Yes. Printing hello guys will be considered outside the loop. Outside the loop means it will execute only one time. Right? Execute one time. Yes, you are right. So 153. One to five display and outside the loop, one statement that is executed. Very good. Next. My requirement, guys, I have to print 1 hello guys, 2 hello guys, 3 hello guys, like that I want to print. Tell me the code changes now. I want to print 1 hello guys, 2 hello guys, 3 hello guys, 4 hello guys, 5 hello guys. What I have to print? Write the block notation. Very good. When you want to execute multiple statements in the for body, I want to execute multiple statements currently. I want to execute 2 or more, 2 or 2000, whatever. When you want to execute multiple statements in the for body, then keep them in block notation. We have to keep them in block notation. Very good. So 2 statements I want to execute, maybe 2000 statements, whatever, keep all that in a block. Now in a for block, how many statements are there? In a for block, how many statements are there? 2 statements. So every time, 5 times, those 2 statements will be repeated. So that prints I1, then hello guys. I2, then hello guys. Now you will get So you check what exactly you're looking for. This is the basic syntaxes. Most of you guys will do the mistakes. Keep these basic things, make it so clear and so strong. 1 hello guys, 2 hello guys, and so on. Okay. Next, 155. I want to print from 5 to 1 simply. 5 to 1. So where I have to start? I value with 5. Condition should be I greater than or equals to 1, then I minus minus. Okay, like this I am doing now. Now for a one statement, in the for body, I want only one statement to execute. Can I keep that one statement in the block, or I should not keep one statement in the block? We can. When there is a one statement, guys, it is optional to keep the block notation, but still you can keep your wish. Okay, but always you make a habit of keeping the block notation for one or more statements. So make as a good habit always, right? So this program in the loop, five loop executes 5 times. Now my SOP only single statement is there in the loop. The single statement executes 5 times. Once the coming out of the loop, then hello guys will be displayed one time. So it prints 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and finally hello guys one time, which is out of loop. It is out of 5 to 1, and then right. So I want another lab here. 156 dot Java. So here I want to print the even numbers up to 10 or odd numbers, whatever. I less than or equals to 10 and I plus plus. If I do like this, guys, it is going to print what it prints. It's starting with I1 and printing it, taking I1, print it, I2, print it, I3, print it, I4, print it. Like this, go up to 10. But I don't want all the numbers to print. I don't want all the numbers to print. I want only some numbers to print. What some numbers you want to print? Some condition I want to apply. Even numbers or odd numbers, something like that. Okay? Yeah, even odd means maybe you can increase +2 also, like that you can do. That is one way. But I want to tell you the condition here, just a simple lab to do condition. So now, for example, it is taking I equals to 1, I equals to 2, I equals to 3, I equals to 4, I equals to 5, I equals to 6. Take up to this, for example. Do you want to print this I value 1 directly? Do you want to print it? No, no. For example, allowing all the students to the class. First student came, allow him. Second student came, allow him. Third student came, allow him. Like this, allowing everybody is one story. Next, instead of allowing everybody, what I want is student came. Check ID card is there or not. If ID card is there, allow inside. Next, another student. Check ID card is there or not. If ID card is there, allow inside. Like that, condition I want to check. ID card is there or not. It's a conditional statement. Conditional means, can I write simple if? So I will say if my I value current 1 %2. I'm checking the remainder module equals 0. If I divide the number with 2, if I'm getting a module remainder 0, then it is even number. So it means consider as you have an ID card. Condition true, ID card is there. Allow means then only print the I value. So then I'm not printing all the values. I'm printing only some I values whose condition is true. It means it's going to print only even numbers. Like this, we'll write later programs whether checking the number is prime or not. Like I want to print the prime numbers from 1 to 100. So take the one, check it as a prime or not. If prime, print it. Again, take second number, check prime or not. If prime, print it. Like this we can do. We can do those bigger programs later. So here it is simple program. What to do? Add a simple condition on this. If I percentage 2 equals to 0. Now block notation is required. If block also we discussed, guys. If also we discussed block notation, again the optional, right? Block is optional because I have only a single statement. If condition is true, how many statements you want to execute? If condition is true, I want to execute only one statement. So I'm not writing any block condition for that. Now tell me, guys, how many times the SOP will be executed? SOP execution is now not depending on the for condition. It is depending on the if condition. We have another condition here, another condition evaluating. Tell me how many times if condition will be evaluated. How many times the if condition will be evaluated? How many times the if condition will be evaluated? How many times the if condition is evaluated? It has to evaluate 10 times, guys. If condition will be evaluated 10 times because it checks the first I value. It checks I1, 1% 2 equals 0, then a 2% 2 equals 0, 3% 2 equals 0, and so on. 10% 2 equals 0. 10 times it evaluates. And how many times it is true? As we are checking the simple prime number case, if condition is 5 times true, 5 times false. So false means the if SOP will not be executed. It is true 5 times. So 5 times it prints the I value. Whose I is matching, satisfying the given condition, that I will be displayed. Okay. So it starts from, I think, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Those 5 cases, it just prints that. 156. 2 to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Right? So another simple lab to do 157. Print the multiplication table. I want to print a multiplication table. How? If I give n value, I am taking int n equals to, suppose 5. 5 multiplication table I want. So how you will get a 5 multiplication table? 5 into, generally this is right, 5 into 1 equals to 5. And 5 into 2 equals to, these two you are multiplying, right? 10, like this. 5 into 3 equals to 15. So here, whatever, if I want a 5, the 5 is repeating, right? This value increasing, start with the 1, 2, 3, increasing. This is the multiplication of these two values. In between the symbols we are using into and equals. Just we can frame a simple one to do. So what to do, guys? First you write n, whatever n is there, n plus. Concatenation I am using, n plus, you have to use a star symbol, I think, star plus the I value, I taking 1 only, starting with, okay, plus equals to symbol, and plus, what I have to write? Can I say n into I? N into I. And when you do this, I think only one point you have to remember. What is the important point to remember when you do this kind of concatenation, guys? Operator precedence you have to remember. Operator precedence you have to keep in mind. Then it will work. Suppose if you're not writing the bracket here, Can you guess what happens now? Can you guess if you're not writing a bracket, what happens? Let me run this code. Make sure the operator precedence is used properly. 157. I think in this operators are not giving any conflicts. In this expression, they are not giving any conflicts, right? It is just showing it. But anyway, safe side, you need these two as one. Okay, guys? Simple. So we understand the syntaxes now. Let's do the experiments now. Basic you say, simple labs you've done. Now let's start the experiments. 158. 158. Experiment starts. Experiments means the common mistakes you do when you write the programs. I'm going to explore with many labs. So int I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 5 plus plus. Okay, I want to repeat the loop for 5 times. Is that? This loop repeats for 5 times, guys. Okay. Then what I want is, I am taking int a equals to 99. Okay. Int a equals to 99. Then I am saying a plus plus. Then I am printing a value. Printing a value plus I also will print. Use something, a tab or something, plus I and I value plus a value, both. Because I is increasing always, A also increasing, right? So you guess the output of this simple basic program, guys. Tell me. Tell me the output of this program. Quick. Harishankar output is 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. How it is, Hari? Pawan also telling same. How? A is 99. I increasing 100. Again, the next iteration increasing 101. Again, increasing 102. Again, increasing 103. Something like that I am expecting, but I don't know why you are giving as, my friend came, Swami. 9900. Okay. Okay, guys. Very good. Come to this point. The point here to take is, so there are two groups of students. There are two groups of students. Yeah, guys. Some of you got the answer. Some of you here. We already discussed about the local variables. Very good. Very good, guys. Some of you got the key point in this lab. So we already discussed about the local variables, guys. Am I right? So here, tell me, in this, how many local variables are there in this program? How many local variables are there in this program? Two local variables. One is the I and second is the A. Okay. Now, how many blocks are there in this program? How many blocks are there in this program? How many blocks are there in this program? How many blocks are in this program? Three blocks actually, guys. This is a class block. First is the class block. See, class opening, class ending is a class block. Inside that, a method block. This is a method block, method opening and method closing. Because in a class, you may have other method also, right? And inside the method, I have a for block. I have a for block. Inside a for block, I declared I variable and a variable. Now tell me, initialization, int I equals to 1, int I equals to 1. This is it. This is one statement, which is declaring a variable, initializing with 1. How many times memory will be allocated for I? How many times memory will be allocated for I? Or the same question we discussed already. In other way, how many times this initialization statement will be executed? How many times this initialization statement will be executed? This initialization statement will be executed only once. Oh, Vishnupriya again came to the story of the beginning. Initialization statement, int I equals to 1 is the initialization statement in the for. That will be executed only once. So then how many times the memory will be allocated for I? One time. Next, how many times the body will be executed, guys? How many times the body will be executed? Body 5 times. Okay? Or n times. Okay, in this case 5 times. In the body, how many statements are there? 3 statements. 1, 2, 3. These 3 statements will run 5 times. It means how many times int a equals to 99 will be executed? How many times int a equals to 99 will be executed? 5 times. Whenever int a equals to 99 executed, it allocates the memory for a, initializes that with 99. So here, a is a local variable of for block. How many times the for block executed? That many number of times it allocates the memory for a and reinitialize. So first time when you're running with I1, it is allocating memory for a, whose value 99. This is done. Next, a plus plus increase to 100. Then print I is 1, a is 100. Then it is repeating. After repeating, increase. Then condition. Again, when entering in the body, the variable becomes out of scope. Previously allocated a variable memory will be cleaned, guys. Previously allocated a variable memory will be cleaned. Again, when it comes to this statement, again it allocates memory for a and initializes with the value 99. Then a plus plus increase to 100. Then print I, which is 2, and then a is 100. Once the for block execution is over, again the memory will be deallocated for this. Again allocates memory for a and initialize with the 99. Then a plus plus increase to 100. Then print 3 and 100. So it repeats like this and then prints 4 and 100, 5 and 100, terminates. Is that clear? A is a local variable. I also a local variable. But there is a difference. I getting memory 1 time only, whereas A is getting memory 5 times. I is also a local variable of for only. I is the local variable of for, A is also local variable of for. But I scope is 1 time because it is in the initialization part. So I gets the memory 1 time. Memory will be allocated for I 1 time only because as a part of initialization. But a variable declaration is a part of body. How many times the body is executed? That many number of times the memory will be allocated for a. Here I am executing the body 5 times. 5 times it allocates memory and initializes 99. Every time initializing with the 99, increasing 100. Is that clear, guys? How the local variables flow runs? And still we need to study more about local variables. That we will do when object-oriented concept starts. Done. So we know this output 158. Okay, 100, 200, and so on. Next, 159, guys. Now tell me. Now tell me, guys. Now, how many times memory will be allocated for A? How many times the variable declaration will run? It is not a part of for. For not a part of for means one time only. Int A equals 99, memory will be allocated only one time. Done. Now what is the output, guys? So Harishankar is telling 100, 2, 101, 3, 102 like this. What about others? Very good, guys. 159. Very good. Done. So one more experiment. Oh, 160. So if I do this, nothing new, right? I starts with 1. Condition to print I, 1, 2, 3, 4, all you displayed. Up to 1 to 5, it displays, right? This is nothing, same lab, already we have done it. I'll add something for this. No. Very good. Now, when control is coming out of a loop, after coming out of a loop, what is the I value? When control came out of the loop, what is the I value? 6. Very good. True only. You are right. I just want to print and check that I value. What I am doing outside the loop, what is I value? I am checking. Outside the loop, what is I value? I am checking. Outside the loop, what is I value? I am checking. This you say as if required. Outside, what is the I value? I am printing it. So, what is the output of this program? I think it prints as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Loop terminates. Then finally it prints outside 6. Is that output or how? Some guys told as error, Pavani, Hari, Lakshmi, Pankaj. Pankaj told 6. Pavani variable. Yeah. So what is your problem here? I. What is the I? It is a local variable. Local to for block only. Am I right? I is local to for block only. I is local to for block only. You can't use that outside the block, right? If I declare a variable, for example, here if I declare a variable, guys, int a equals to 99. Okay. This 99 is a local variable of main method. Local variable is a is a local variable of main method only because we declared in the main scope. Can I use that in outside the main method in other methods of class? No. Similarly, the scope of I is within the for block. The scope of I is within the for block. Outside the for block, its scope is not there. It's not visible at all. So what error you are expecting? What error you are expecting for this? Error is right. So compile it. This is 161. 161. It is telling cannot find symbol. Symbol is variable A. It means this kind of error comes normally when you did not declare a variable, right? This kind of error comes normally when you did not declare a variable. When you did not declare a variable, this error will come. But I variable I declared. I variable I declared here, guys. You see, you only see. I int I equals to 1. You see, I is declared. But still telling that you did not declare a variable I. You declared that room is different. The I is visible only in the for room, for block. I is visible only in the for block. It can't be visible outside that. Outside that, variable I is not declared. That's what cannot find a symbol. So 160 is scope of I, remember, scope of a for block, if block statements, not allowed outside. Then how you will get a many scenarios, guys. Later when you write a programs, I want to use the I outside the for loop. What to do? I want to use the I outside the for loop. What to do? I want to use the I outside the for loop. What to do? Then you declare the scope, increase the scope, right? Yes. You declare before only. Int I semicolon. Int I semicolon. Here only do that. Now what is the scope of I? Scope of I is the main method. Main method, anywhere you can use it. And inside this, again, don't write declaration. Already declared. Here I am declaring. You say only initialization here. I am just initializing the variable which is declared before only. So I can do like this. So I scope is declared in the main method. You can use inside a main anywhere. In the for block, inside for block, outside for block, anywhere within the main block, it can be used. See, outside the I value, whatever dry run we have seen, when it is coming out of the loop, I is the 6. You can also do like this. Other way, here only initialize the I equals to 1. Here only I initialize I equals to 1. Again, initialization is not required. You can write empty semicolon here. See this for loop. I am writing empty semicolon because initialization are done before only. Either you declare there and initialize now, that way or this way. I'll write alternate code here. Two ways fine. Here first only declare. I declared, not initialized. Now initializing with I1. Declared on the top. Declaration is important for us. Declared in this and initialize here like this you can do. Or I am declaring and initializing in the same line. Then again initialization I equals to 1 is not required, right? Why again initializing with 1 only? So write empty statement here. Empty semicolon required as a part of syntax. Then you can do this. This also works. Either do like this or do like this. Okay? Now, 62. So I'm taking a Boolean flag. Boolean sum b equals to true, semicolon. So I'm writing all empty b and nothing like this. And inside this, I'll write inside for simply. Inside for. Here I'll write outside for. See this piece of code and guess what can happen. So previously we discussed that you initialize with I counter and increase, increase, decrease, decrease like this. But I didn't take anything. Straight away I am taking the condition. So here initialization is not there. But empty initialize can I write as a part of syntax? Empty initialize can I write as a part of syntax? Yes, just now I shown you. Just now I shown you, Lakshmi, empty initialization I have written a previous lab, you see. Empty initialization I have written. And B, condition you have to write. But you write a small condition, big condition, whatever, final result should be the Boolean. So as per the syntax, I am passing a Boolean there only. Increment also, again, optional you can write. Optional, guys. In the syntax, initialization optional. Increment, decrement optional. Condition mandatory. Condition means you no need to write the condition A greater than B, I less than or equals to 5, I greater than 16 like that. Finally, you should have a Boolean flag in there. So I'm passing a Boolean flag. So what it goes? Any chance, is this go to infinite loop? Is this go to infinite loop, guys? So B value true. B value may be true, may be false. If true, it will execute inside, otherwise comes out execute this. Compile this 162. Compile successfully. When you run this program, anyway, it will go to infinite loop. Infinite loop or not? Always true only. Control C. You have to press Control C to stop the infinite loop. Control C stops the infinite loop. See the point here. Condition true. B true. Prints inside for loop. Repeat. Again B is true only. Again execute. B true only. Repeat. Now any chance for executing outside for? Any chance for executing outside for? No chance, right? And it means can I call the statements outside the for or unreachable statements? Can you reach the statements outside for? You can't reach. These are unreachable statements. But this program is compiled and executed successfully. Okay? I'll do small magic on this and 163.java. I am declaring only final for the Boolean, remaining all the code same. Do you see that? Everything same, I didn't change anything. Only Boolean variable B marked as a final, remaining all everything same. What happens now? I think same thing, right? Anything abnormal behavior you're expecting? Let me compile this. This time compiler only stopping us and telling that, see that what compiler is telling was unreachable statement. Which statement is unreachable? SOP outside for is unreachable. Yeah, this is what we analyzed just before. Okay, but if it is unreachable here, in the previous lab also unreachable only. Do you understand, guys? This is unreachable here. What about the previous lab? That also unreachable. That should be unreachable. See 163 and 2. One 162, same thing. This is in this also, because it is going for infinite loop, this statement is unreachable here also. And this statement is unreachable here also. But compiler case, compiler did not object in the case of compilation passed, but compilation failed. Compiler only telling this outside far is unreachable. But why it is not telling in this 162? Why it is not telling in the 162, guys? Any guess? If you think, if you use your brain little bit, you'll get answer. Finally is used in 163 only. 163 only, Vishnupriya. I want a right answer. You should not run beside the answers. After you learning so much, after you learning so many points from me, you have to give the accurate answer. Okay, I'll explore it very quickly. See here, in the case of final, first 162 you take. 162, guys. B is a variable. Am I right? B is a variable. And what is the current value of B? Current value of B is true. Now, when you run the program later, the B is a fixed or B can be changed to false? B can be changed to false or B is fixed? B can be changed to false or B is fixed? B can be changed to false because B is a variable. B is a variable and variable value can be changed any number of times during the program execution. Variable value can be changed. So now compiler is thinking that this is how compiler is thinking. Compiler is thinking that B currently true. B value is fixed. No, B can be changed when you run the program later. When B changed to false, for example, false means there is a chance to terminate the loop. Do you have a chance to terminate the loop or not? Yes, there is a chance to terminate the loop when a B false. So because B is a variable whose value can be changed to false during the program execution, so when it is a false, it will terminate the loop. When terminates the loop, there is a chance for executing this outside statement. Am I right? That's what compiler is not objecting here. Compiler is passed. But coming to the 163, B is a final variable. You know the story of final variable. Final variable means it will remove the declaration statement and B will be replaced with the value true. Now compiler thinks, any chance for changing the value true? Will it change the value true here? It's already replaced as true only. Will it be changed in the program execution later? If compiler thinks that if I pass this test, later the true value will not be changed. True is not changed, it means always will go to infinite loop, 200%. And there is no chance at all for executing the statement. There is no chance at all to reach the statement outside the loop. That's what compiler is stopping you, 163. 162 not stopping because B is a variable whose value can be changed during the program execution. If value changes to false, then loop will be terminated. Then statements after the loop can be executed. So in the 162 lab, statements outside the loop can be reachable if condition is false. There is a chance. That's what compiler is letting it to go. But in the runtime, it may not happen. Runtime, what happens? Compiler don't know that. But in the 163, so story is clear. Okay, guys, 163 done. The last lab on this. How to implement infinite loops. 164.java. If you want to do any infinite loop implementations, in this, everything is optional, guys. In the for, everything is optional. Like this, you can do. Now, any chance for this? This is a purely infinite loop. Now, any objection from compiler you see first? Will you get any objection from compiler? No objection, because do you have any unreachable statements? No unreachable. This purely goes to infinite loop. So here see, for loop, semicolon, semicolon, optional initialization, optional condition, optional increment, all are optional. This is the bare syntax of the for loop. This is allowed. The syntax is allowed. So this runs infinite times. Anyway, it compiles and runs. When running time infinite times, it will go. You can break it with a control C. 164 compiled successfully, and it goes continuously. Welcome to JLC, it runs. Okay, guys, that's the end of for loop. For syntaxes, basic cases, we are done. So remaining we'll see in the next session. In the next session, we'll see while and do while statements. Okay. Control C to stop that.